So, today's the first day of it's England's first game in the Euros. We are here. Listen, I want to see some things today, man. I want to see how England get on, because they haven't come into this tournament in the greatest of form. I mean, they haven't won in their last 4 games, and the last game was a pretty bad defeat against Iceland, a team that they should be beating all day long. I think Iceland lost 4-0 to the Netherlands like a couple of days later, and I don't see the Netherlands as being a superior team than England. So yeah, you can say it was a bad result, but I want to see how England get on, man, because I can't really make a prediction of whether they're going to do bad or do good. I feel like our defence is probably the weak point. It's probably the weak point in the team. I mean, you got to look around at the representation of most of the clubs, most of the players in the defence. It's basically a lot of mid-table players there. Yeah, man, I want to put England as favourites, but I feel they will get far, but I can't see them winning. I think there's like 2 or 3 teams that are stronger than them. Just walking in the park. Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how a few players get on, because there's been a lot of hype about Phil Foden. Now, me, in my personal opinion, Phil Foden hasn't really shown up in the England shirt at all. I think he's got like 4 goals in over 30 games for England, and that's not. Phil Foden is better than him. He is. So I think this is the tournament. I think this tournament is pivotal for him, because he gets to put to bed any lingering doubt about whether he's world class or not. Me personally, I've called him a system player. I believe that he plays in the Pep system that allows him to flourish, and I do believe. Don't get me wrong, I do believe Phil Foden is a quality player. I think he's fantastic, but there's a difference in playing for Manchester City, where you are surrounded by 10 world-class outfield players worth at least 60 million, than it is playing for your national team, where you don't have, not every player is on that same level. And obviously the style is different, the system is different. I mean, to me, a true world-class player... Listen, I'm not saying if England are not successful, that means Foden isn't world-class if he's a mainstay in that team. Because you can still play well within the team, but the team still not be successful. I.e. like a Haaland with Norway. I mean, his goal-scoring record anywhere, let alone just at international level, is phenomenal. But obviously Norway don't have the squad or the team. So that's why you're very likely to not see them. Well, no, I won't say very likely not to see them in another tournament, in an international tournament. But it's no surprise they're not at an international tournament, because Norway as a team isn't really too good. So that's not really on Haaland or even Odegaard. But I haven't really seen Phil, and this ain't me just digging out Phil Foden for the sake of it, innit? I haven't really seen Phil Foden play well, or play that well in an England shirt. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on, and moving towards his Manchester City teammates. It'll be interesting to see how they get on as well, because again, they play in that Pep system. They play with players that are among the best players in the world. England don't really play that same system. England don't possess all the best players in the world in defence. So we're going to see how they sync up with their teammates at this tournament, because they're playing with a lot of players that haven't had a lot of tournament experience. So we're going to see how they get on. Yeah, it'll be interesting, man. It'll be interesting to see how the City boys go on. I'm going to take a particular interest in contrasting and measuring the levels of performance that they put in for their club against what they put in for England. Palmer, his first tournament, I want to see how he gets on. Again, a lot of hype. Can he translate his Premier League form that he's been showing? He's been fantastic as well, isn't it? He's got like 21 goals in the Premier League. Can he be in a shot of winning the Golden Boot at these Euros? He definitely has the capability. He definitely has the talent. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see, because listen, there's a lot of hype about these players. I mean, you can even put Bellingham in that bracket. I mean, you had players like Jamal Musiala. He kind of set the benchmark for all the young players in the opening game, and other players have to live up to that because he was phenomenal. He's doing what people are expecting the Palmers and the Bellinghams and even the Foners and the Sakas as well to be doing. So all those young players, I think the pressure's on them, man. Saka, again, can you translate your Premier League form to the international stage? You know what I mean? Can you play? Well, I know. Well, to be honest, the question's not really with him because we've seen him play like phenomenal for England. He's England Player of the Year 2 years in a row. So the question's not really on him because he's actually proved it somewhat that he can translate that form or transfer that form into the international stage, whereas others haven't. And this ain't me just being biased towards Arsenal, an Arsenal player, because I'm obviously an Arsenal fan, but it's the truth. You know what I mean? Like Declan Rice, how are you going to get on without Martin Odegaard next to you? And again, that leads to the question: how's Phil Foden gonna cope playing alongside someone that isn't Rodri? To be honest with you, they both should be able to complement each other because the combination of like Rice and Rodri is not too far off the same level as a combination of Rice and Foden, innit? So neither Rice or Foden should really have their games affected by whoever their midfield partner is. But yeah, well, for me anyway, there's some interesting subplots that's going to take place. And I will be taking a keen eye and seeing what's what. But I'm very much looking forward to it. We're going to see who is separated from the men and the boys. I think this tournament is a big tournament for a lot of players, man. I really, really do. I'd be lying if I said too much. If I said I know too much about Serbia and all I know is that they got Milenkovic, Savic. I know they got Mitrovic, but it's a team I don't know too much about, so I can't really speak on what the threat that they bring. But looking at what England have in abundance, I don't think it should be a problem, to be honest. And yeah, England should do it, really. Jude Bellingham. Going back to who this tournament is pivotal for. Because this tournament could really be the decider if he wins the Ballon d'Or or he doesn't win the Ballon d'Or. Again, the player with a lot of hype, a lot of things have been said about him. People are comparing him to Zinedine Zidane. They're going to say they're saying he's destined to win the Ballon d'Or. They're saying this, they're saying that. Well, here's the stage. So yeah, there's a lot of players on watch this tournament. I must be honest. We're going to see who's really about it and who really isn't. I think it's going to boil down to a lot in this tournament. Because I think if certain players don't perform to the standard that is expected of them, or the standard that they've been built up to be, I think the hype should die down after that. I really do think this is not make or break, but I think a lot of how we perceive these players should be based on tonight. So it'll be very interesting to see. Very interesting to see where this goes. But yeah, man, that's my quick little preview. It's just basically me thinking out loud. I hope that was clear and concise enough for you viewers. Probably wasn't. If you need further clarity in anything I've said, drop me a message or whatever, leave it in the comments. And yeah, man, enjoy the Euros, enjoy the game. I'll catch you in a bit.
And I got it.